done start, gotta tell the ground. Green Sally up and Green Sally down. Last done start, gotta tell the ground. Green Sally up and Green Sally down. Last done start, gotta tell the ground. Green Sally up and Green Sally down. Last done start, gotta tell the ground. Green Sally up and Green Sally down. Last done start, gotta tell the ground. Green Sally up and Green Sally down. Last done start, gotta tell the ground. Green Sally up and Green Sally down. Last done start, gotta tell the ground. Oh, Miss Lucy dead and gone, left me here to weep and moan. Green Sally up and Green Sally down. Last done start, gotta tell the ground. Green Sally up and Green Sally down. Last done start, gotta tell the
What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is Blake again, coming at y'all for another video, and today I've got a pretty exciting one and a pretty fun one. I'm in my dad's 1997 SVT Cobra, and I'm going to be doing a little review on her today, so I'm really excited. This car, in my opinion, I believe is one of Ford's greatest hidden gems that they've probably ever made. The reason why I say it's a hidden gem is because of how great of a car this is. Everyone seems to overlook this car, and I don't really understand why. Maybe it's just because of the body style and it's just subjective, or I don't know, but people really try to not really talk about this car that much, so I kind of just want to go over why I think it's just a great car overall. It's never given us any major problems of any sort, and it's on the original motor. It's never been opened up. Original transmission, original rear end. You know, there's a lot of really good traits with this car. Never gets old, man. Never gets old. Neither does that. These 1996 to 1998 Cobras from the factory were rated at 305 horsepower and 300 foot-pounds of torque. Now, obviously, in today's world in 2021, yeah, that's not fast by any means, but this car actually does pretty well, and I've got to give it some props with the fact that this particular one is just a bolt-on car. It's not even a full bolt-on car, and I actually raced a Nissan 370Z a couple years back, and this car held its own. I actually ended up winning, which was pretty cool. I'll see if I can find that clip somewhere.
I got you.
car really surprises me a whole lot with the sound, the technology behind the car at the time, just how reliable it's been. You know, this is truly a good car, and even in today, I think they look incredibly good. I think they're starting to reach that like timeless look, in my opinion. You know, it's just a great car, and the motors are actually an aluminum block. Same with the cylinder head, so it's an all aluminum block, which is, you know, it's a lighter motor compared to the Terminator's iron block. So it can still hold some good power to it, and it's a little bit lighter, so that's kind of cool. This particular car has a JLT straight tube cold air intake, also known as a true cold air. It has Screaming Demon coil packs. It's got a Flowmaster mufflers with an off-road H-pipe, stock manifolds, 355 gears in it. It's got a Steeda short throw shifter. It also has BBK underdrive pulleys. Looks of the car, you know, it's definitely going to be subjective to some people. People are going to like it, people are going to hate it. Either way, me and my dad love it. This car has the, I'll just start off with the number one thing. The 2000 Cobra R rear wing on the car. It's a love it or hate it thing. I understand, we love it. It's got a 4-inch cowl hood on the car, not the 3-inch. So it's kind of a really rare hood to find. We've got the SVE NVX wheels in satin bronze, which look great. They're all 18s all around, and rocking on some Nitto NT555 G2 tires. And this car actually looks pretty decent. What I like about this car is the fact that for being a first-gen variant of this 4.64 valve engine, this car has a forged crank in it. It's the same crankshaft that's in the Terminator Cobra, which is really cool. And this car also has decently low compression ratio. It has a 9.85 to 1 compression ratio, which is, you know, pretty low. The Terminator's is a lot lower. I believe that is 8.5 to 1. Could be wrong on that, but I think that's 8.5 to 1. But it's just pretty cool that this has lower compression. So if you wanted to boost it, it, you know, should last you for a while if you're not running an insane amount of boost. This car does have really thin rods though. These cars do. So make sure your fuel, your tune is on point, and don't use a crazy amount of boost. You should be okay for a while. It's extremely raw. That's another point I want to bring up. Everyone always claims that the Terminator Cobra is the true last raw driving car, and for the most part I want to say they're right, but here's the thing. Technically, and I'm being as technical as possible here, the SN95 first gens, the 94 to 98s, I believe, are the last raw cars, because they have literally nothing besides ABS. The new Edge cars, which is 99 to 04, has traction control in it, and I believe that was really the kickstart to getting nannies inside the Mustangs. This car is as raw can get. It literally, the clutch, gas, brake, that's it. There ain't nothing else. If you ain't got traction, you ain't got traction, period. There's nothing helping you. So this car, when it gets down to it, this car completely puts you in control. And that's one of the endearing things I love about this car so much, is the fact that this car does everything so well for what it is, and for being how old of a car, you know, it's like what, 23 years old, 24 years old, and you know, it still drives great, has no issues. You know, this was the first car I learned stick shift in, and that's when he had an exit stage 2 clutch, and I was 9, and he let me drive in the parking lot. I didn't even install it, which is pretty cool. So this car, I've known this car since I was 5 years old, and being around this platform for so long, now having my Mach 1 and my dad picking up his Terminator Cobra, looking back, this is still our favorite car. And that goes to show you, I think, how good of a car it really is. Despite the power, people are going to complain about it's not fast enough and yada yada, but at the end of the day, I think there's more to a car than just power. You know, power can be fun and all that, but if it's got problems, you're going to end up hating the car. If it's got weird quirks sometimes it can be really annoying. This car, it's just a darling. I mean, I don't know what else, I don't know how else to say it. It's how they put this car together, I think is really cool, and I think it's a very special car. And I think people down the road will realize that and will start picking these up. And especially the sound. Like, my favorite part about this car is the D-cell. It's a very, very unique sound with the IMRCs and all that. Just sounds so mean. If I didn't have my Mach 1, I would pick one of these up. This car is a all black interior car. The dash, no cracks, no fades, no warp anywhere. The gauge cluster still operates just fine, except for the one thing, which is the odometer, the common part that breaks. So this car has been stuck at 129,722 miles for the last, I don't know, 13 years. But my dad loves this car to death. This is his baby, this is his ride, and I grew up in this car. And this car, I want to say, probably now has around 150,000. So this is definitely a garage queen compared to his Terminator Cobra and my Mach 1. Those two get driven way more than this car does, and for good reason. This car has treated him so incredibly well over the years. I'll insert some pictures of what this car looked like before we got it to what it looks like now. You know, I think these ran like a high 13 stock in the quarter mile, which ain't good. But what's neat about these cars is the fact that you didn't have to touch a single seal on this car, on that motor, to make it go pretty fast. With the power to weight ratio in this car, if you had a short throw shifter, if you had an aggressive gear like a 410 or a 430, a really good suspension setup, and a good set of sticky tires, you had a car that could go probably low 13s or maybe into the high 12s on a good day. And that's pretty cool. You know, you got to give the car props. Again, people are going to complain that you know, or say that, oh my God, that's so slow. Yes, but you're not thinking about the fact that this car is so old, it's so outdated. And you could do those cheap little mods without touching the engine and gain that much, which I think is pretty impressive. And I think that just goes to show how good of an engine, trans, and rear end, I think all that put together really is. In fact, these cars aren't that expensive to buy now. I think people are missing out on a really, really good car. If it wasn't for this car making it and getting that 4.64 valve engine derived from the Lincoln Mark 8, this car, we wouldn't have the Terminator Cobra today. You know, and we wouldn't, I don't think we would have the GT350s and the GT350Rs. I really do believe that this car is truly the grandfather of the modern pony cars of today, the super modern pony cars. You know, all these amazing Mustangs. I think the benchmarks that Ford and everybody else try to set, I think they set with this car. I love these cars to death. One of my favorite cars ever. And this car, we are never letting go. If we ever had some issues, Mach 1's going or the Terminator's going. This car ain't leaving. This car has too many memories, has treated us way too well, and she deserves it. And you know, this is just a damn good car, guys. Anyway, I hope you guys liked the video. If you guys are new, I would love for y'all to consider liking the video and subscribing. And stick around for more videos to come, guys. I really appreciate it. See you later.